Hi viewers, this is Minachandra Maxito. Welcome to my channel. You are watching Ganesh Tutorials. Are you all ready to learn? Let me start the class.
So example 13, page number 110. If you have a book, you just take a book, page number 110, example 13. How many terms of AP? How many terms of AP? They given AP here 24, 21, 18 must be taken so that their sum is 78. Are you all clear? Actually, they given a AP. In this AP, what how many numbers must be taken? How many numbers must be taken so that the sum is 78? Are you clear or not? Excuse me. Excuse me. Listen, listen. Actually, in this example 13, just consider 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma etc. Now it is AP or not? Now in this AP, how many terms when I must be taken? It became a value, sum of the value 3. Are you clear my question? Actually, in this AP, 1, comma 2, comma 4, comma 5, etc. In this AP, how many terms must be taken? How many terms must be taken? Then I will get the sum of the AP is 2. Sorry, 3. First two terms. Very good. Super. Super. Very good. Okay. Next, how many terms must be taken from this AP? I will get 10. Sum of the term 10. Very good. First 4 terms. So 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 4, 10. Very clear, pa? Excuse me. Next, how many terms must be taken from this AP? I will get, and the sum will be 15. First 5 terms. Very good. First 5 terms. Very good, pa. The same logic. Here they given a AP. So we want to take that particular term. When we add that particular term up to the particular term, we will get the sum as 78. Clear? Excuse me, are you clear? So in this from this AP, we are able to find a A. We get a A is equal to 24. Then D is equal to A2 minus A1, 21 minus 22, that is minus 3. Then Sn they given 78. We need to find N, right? Are you clear? Excuse me, because they are asking how many terms. How many terms when we taken from this AP and when we sum it became a 78. Clear? Excuse me, are you clear? Excuse me. Okay. Now we can use a Sn formula, because in this problem they given a Sn and A value and D value. Now we want to find a N. So Sn is equal to N by 2, 2A plus N minus 1 into D. Now Sn value we know that it is 78 equal to N by 2, 48 plus, that is 48 is nothing but 2 into A. A value is 24. A value 24. So 2 into 24, 48. 48 plus n minus 1 into d value minus 3. Are you clear, pa? Any doubt? I just simply substituted all the values. Next, 78 is equal to n minus 2, 48. Now you can use a distributive property to multiply, because the minus 3 is common for n minus 1. So minus 3 into n minus 3n minus 1 into minus 3, it became a plus 3. Clear? Excuse me? Any doubt? Very good. Next, then 78 is equal to n by 2, 48 minus 3n plus 3. Now there is a numbers here 48 and 3. So you just add this 3, because plus 48 plus 3. So you just add it. What will be the answer? 51. So we get 51 here. Remaining minus 3, and that should be a variable. Then 78 is equal to n by 2. Clear? Now the n by 2 is common for this 51 minus 3n. So you just multiply the n inside, right? For suppose here when you are doing cross multiplication, 2 will come this way, became a multiplication 2, right? Excuse me, when you are transposing 2 to left hand side, became a multiplication 2. So now we can multiply 78 into 2, then remaining here only n. So now you can, n is common for 51 and 3n. Now you can multiply n inside. So 51 into n, 51n plus into minus minus 3 into n 3n into n 3n squared. Are you clear, pa? Listen again one more time. I'll explain. Actually, here n by 2. So I just transpose the 2 to left hand side because it is in a what happened, Asif? Are you here or not? Asif, one more idea is coming. Who's this Banu? M Banu? Shamim Banu. It's you only know. You already hear then one more request is coming. Why? You will. So, okay, you can disconnect it. You can come. Yes, you can disconnect it. Okay. Listen up. Now, so when we multiply 78 into 2, it became a 156. Now we just multiply inside the 10. So 51 into n, that is 51n minus 3n. So 3n into n, 3n squared. Are you clear? Excuse me. Okay. Now. Next, 156 is equal to 51 minus 3n squared. Then you just segregate all the terms should be one side. Variable, constant, everything should be one side. So 51n minus 3n. So we can transpose the plus 156 to left hand side became a minus 156. So now we can arrange it in a order, that is minus 3n squared plus 51n minus 156. Actually we are arranging by standard form, the decreasing order of the power, right? Ax squared plus bx plus c form, right? Excuse me, pa. And moreover, we are usually in a standard form. The coefficient of x squared, that is n squared, is coefficient of n squared should be only the positive one, right? But here it is a negative one, so I want to change into as a positive one. So what I supposed to do? I just multiply minus on the entire equation. Clear? Excuse me. Okay. Now when I multiply the entire equation by minus, so plus term will become a minus term will become a plus. So minus 3n squared became a plus 3n squared. Plus 51n minus 51n. Minus 156 plus 156. Are you clear, pa? Next step. Next step. 3 is common in all the terms, right? When we are using 3, the 3 is common for all the terms. So I just divided by 3. Clear? So the entire equation can divide by 3. So it became a 1 3s are 3n squared minus 17 3s are 51. So that's a 17 plus 5 3s are 50, 2 3s are 6. So 52. Are you clear? Yes, da. Because in the standard form of a quadratic polynomial or quadratic equation, we supposed to have only the coefficient of x squared, it should be positive as well as 1. Clear? Excuse me, da. Okay, da. Because here it is in a negative, x squared value is negative, that is n squared value is negative, the coefficient of n squared is negative. So for the standard form purpose, we just convert into the positive. So we are just multiplying minus on the entire equation. Clear? Okay, now next, then n squared minus 17 for n plus 52. So now it is in a quadratic polynomial or not? Excuse me. So it is in a quadratic polynomial form. So we're supposed to find the roots of this equation, right? Root of this equation. So you can use any one method, maybe quadratic formula method, or complete square method, or middle term splitting method, used to find the root of this quadratic equation. So here I'm using middle term splitting method. So a into c, that is 52, b value minus 17, a here 1 da, 1 into 50, that is one coefficient, baby. Actually listen, see here, general form is a x squared plus bx plus c. A it means the coefficient of x squared, b means the coefficient of x, c is a constant, right? So here the n squared is a variable, we should take only the coefficient of x squared. So 1 into a into c, that is 1 into 52, 52, b value 17. Now when we add a 2 number, it became a 17. When we multiply 2 number, it became a 52. So we find out 2 numbers, right? So the 2 numbers are 4 and 13. Here it is a minus 17. So minus 4 minus 13. So when we multiply minus value, it became a plus. So 4 into 13, 52. Are you clear? Excuse me. Excuse me. Now we found the two numbers. So next step, what we supposed to do? Next step, what we supposed to do? We should divide it by coefficient of x squared. That is 1. So divided by 1, divided by 1. So the number is minus 4, minus 13. So what is the variable here? N. So n minus 4, n minus 3. Sorry, 13. So n minus 4, the equation, the roots, the factors are n minus 4 into n minus 13. Clear? So now n is equal to n minus 4 is equal to 0, then n minus 13 equals 0, then n is equal to 4 and n is equal to 13. Are you clear? So here we have a n value 2, right? Here we have a n value 2. So when we take a first 4 term or first 13 term, the sum will be 78 only. Are you clear? Excuse me. Here we get a two values. The two values are n is equal to 4 and n is equal to 13. Both value of n are admissible. That means acceptable. So the number of term is either 4 or 13.
I hope in this video you may clear about the problem. Thank you for watching my video. If it is any doubt, you can ask me in a comment. Thank you.